Who's Spider-Man? I'm Spider-Man. Who's Spider-Man? Hey.
It's actually really hard to breathe through this mask.
Falcon Kid!
I wanted Marvel's Spider-Man on PS4 to make me feel like Spider-Man. Man, does it feel good? Coupled with gameplay that made me feel like Spider-Man.
Stop doing crime! I have the power of God! Spider-Man says you're all a bunch of pussy bitch boys. Sorry, guy, but it looks like that you're going to jail. Don't do crime. I'm looking at you. I'm looking right at you. Don't do it. Don't do the crime.
Now you see me for who I truly am. Batman. Hello everybody and welcome to the new and updated actual game spotlights, where I'm gonna force you to look at my face. It's really not that bad if you think. It's not that bad of a looking face. Maybe if I shaved my Fu Manchu ass looking face, it might look a little bit better, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad, guys. It's not. So today we're gonna be talking about the new Marvel Spider-Man. Play the trailer. That's right, Marvel Spider-Man, the game where you get to play as Spider-Man. You go around the city, you fight crime, you fight petty crime, collect backpacks. Sometimes you play as Mary Jane. God knows why you play as Mary Jane, but you play as Mary Jane. Over the years, we've had a couple of Spider-Man games released, 35 in total, with the newest one. Are you ready for this? Oh, hold on, are you ready? The title of it is Spider-Man. That makes 5 video game titles with just the name Spider-Man as the title. And just like the film franchise, it constantly keeps getting rebooted, hoping that the next one isn't just a steaming pile of dog shit. Actually, I'm looking through this right now. There's also Spider-Man the video game, as if we needed something to tell us the difference between a video game and a box of needles. You see, Spider-Man is different from other superheroes because he's basically a prostitute. There's so many logistics that goes into Spider-Man in order to figure out who owns what. Honestly, I don't even think the Sony knows who the fuck owns Spider-Man at this point. We got Spider-Man the TV show, animated and live action, which was really awkward why they had Spider-Man crawl up a building looking like a fucking retard. Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Man Homecoming, Venom, where we don't even know if Spider-Man is gonna be in it, which is fucking insane. And after all that, we got Spider-Man video games. Most of them were okay, but nothing that was just like, oh, this shit is amazing. You know, kind of like most superhero games. They aren't meant to be the game of the year, but they do what you want them to do, which is make you feel like the superhero. My favorite Spider-Man game is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, where you get to play as Spider-Man doing a bunch of different flips and tricks, which is honestly my favorite time that I've ever played as Spider-Man in a video game. Now, the newest Spider-Man game is probably, more than likely, arguably, probably, it's the best Spider-Man game that's ever come out to date. You know, if you're looking for a game where you feel like Spider-Man, this game is gonna satisfy your kink. It's gonna ass slap that kink. Spins a web every time, catches people just like fly. Look out! Here comes Spider-Man! With every Spider-Man game, they've always kept one thing constant, and that's the web-slinging portion. Which, I mean, it's the staple of Spider-Man. It's what makes him unique. And every single game that has come out seems to have made it better and better. The web-slinging portion of this game is probably the best that you're ever going to get. I mean, guys, look at that. Look at this, look at all this great, beautiful performance of web-slinging action. It really makes me feel like Spider-Man going through all of New York City like this. I also love the fact that whenever I look inside any of these windows, there's just absolutely nobody living inside any of these fucking buildings. It's a great feature that I think that it was very intentional. Good job. It's extremely satisfying watching you zip through New York, and the entire time you're just looking at the beautiful graphics, just thinking to yourself, wow, this is what technology has given us up to this point. It's really good, very pretty. It's a very pretty game. And the thing is, I've yet to play it on a 4K monitor, so I don't even know just like how actually amazing it can be. But it is pretty fucking good. Now, with all that said, the swinging can get really repetitive after a while. After about a couple of hours, there's really only so much you can do with it that sometimes you're just holding down R2 and occasionally pressing X. Really not that fun to do when you have to travel all the way across town. Thankfully, there is a fast travel option with a really cute and, you know, kind of funny cutscene that I can really appreciate. Oh hey, don't mind me. Public transport is saving me millions in gas. The things that I don't appreciate is some of the hacking portions. It's literally a point when you're hacking stuff that's not on things that aren't even on Wi-Fi. And that shit just always fucking pisses me off. You know, kind of like in the Arrow when Felicity literally hacks a crane. A fucking crane. Who writes this shit?
We can't leave without the processor.
We can if we clone it. We can copy the processor's operating code wirelessly.
We can copy the processor's
Fighting in the game is pretty fun, but at the same time it could get a little bit tedious. There's a lot of the same animations that gets kind of boring to look at after a while. Most of the time when you're fighting, you're kind of just mashing square, pressing triangle. You can switch between different gadgets, which is a nice little, you know, thing to add on to the game when you're fighting. But like the core concept of your basic fighting animations are still there. You can unlock different gadgets as the game progresses, giving you more flexibility when it comes to fighting instead of just constantly mashing square and triangle most of the time. It's a nice way to get out of the monotonous thing of just pressing square over and over and over again and doing the same fighting moves over and over and over again. Looking at some of the finishers, there's only just a couple of finishers that you can do. The thing is that they still look cool when you do them. It's just that there's not a big difference in finish. Like, there's not a plethora of them where every time you see them, we're gonna be like, whoa, that's fucking cool. I would say that maybe in the first 2 or 3 hours, you've probably seen most of the fighting animations that you're gonna see throughout the rest of the game. Honestly, I think that one of the best parts about this game is that Spider-Man is supposed to be a superhero, but bashing someone over the head with a 100-pound fucking cement block, I'm pretty sure that would kill any normal human being. And he does that a lot. He's a murderer. Spider-Man in this game fucking just murders people. You know, this game sure does make me feel like Spider-Man whenever I pick up a 100-pound cinder block and just smash this normal human being's brain open. He's dead. This guy's either dead, he's in a coma, or he's a fucking paraplegic at this point. Oh man, this game sure does make me feel like Spider-Man when I uplift this sewer grate and fucking beat this guy's head into Kingdom Fuck.
I'm fine just stopping criminals. I don't need to kill them.
You know, this game truly does make me feel like Spider-Man. I'll tell you what, whenever they force me to play as Mary Jane and I have to try my absolute hardest to not blow my fucking brains out. So like the gameplay moves really fast, but there's also some points where just all the momentum that you've gained is just thrown out the goddamn window. It's especially apparent whenever you have to play as Mary Jane in this fucking game. And you have to go through her boring ass storyline. You're literally going from this. Oh, what the fuck? Shit. What the fuck? What the fuck? Yo! To this. I don't want to play this anymore. You know, you have to really applaud the creators of this game for tapping into the market of people's growing amount of ADD by not only throwing side quests at you, but collecting backpacks, activating cell towers, and stopping petty crimes. Most of the time, you're just flying around the city trying to get to the next part of the storyline, but then, oh wait, what's that? It's a petty crime. I could probably do that and it'll be totally fine. It'll be just... It's not gonna take that long. Oh, what's that? The city of New York is about to crash and burn and die? Oh, well, I'll get right on that after I catch these fucking pigeons. You could probably get done with the game in about 10 to 15 hours if you just focus on just the storyline. But as you're swinging along the shitty streets of New York where a helicopter can be crashing through the streets and people are just walking at a normal pace like, oh, this is completely not out of the ordinary. I'm fine. Almost everything makes you stop doing the main quest and just do side shit. I think that what this game does that other Spider-Man games fail to do is that not only does it make you feel like Spider-Man, but it also has a pretty goddamn good storyline. But it is one that's more fleshed out than the other games. It really does put you into the shoes of Peter Parker. Just watching Peter struggle between not only being Spider-Man but also living his normal life in a video game is so nice to see, because that's the biggest reason why people love the character so much. He's not just a superhero that can do everything in his superhero form and in his ordinary life. He's just a young guy who's trying to balance work, his relationships, and at the same time trying to be the hero of New York City. The different suits in the game are a nice touch. You know, you don't just go around with just your shitty fucking Spider-Man outfit. Spider-Man. You can choose different suits which look fucking badass. Every single one looks really, really fucking cool. And each one comes with a different special that you can use, but if you just like one because it just looks cool, you can pick that one and then also choose your favorite special, and it's totally fine. The different difficulty settings aren't really that different at all. They're kind of just the same. I started off on amazing, and then I went to spectacular just as like a way to try it out, just as a joke. Don't really see a difference. Not that difficult. Pretty much the same shit. Maybe the enemies hit a little bit harder, but it's really not that bad.
You know how to fight. I'm a black belt. Teach at Chikara Dojo. You know how to fight.
Like, I probably died a little bit more in spectacular, but it wasn't extremely hard compared to fucking amazing. It's not, anyone can be spectacular in this game, and I think that's what the game developers were trying to get at, was that everyone can be spectacular, not just amazing. You can reach further and beyond, guys. That's what Spider-Man's all about. Ending conclusion of this video. Where does Spider-Man game in total come to being as the game? Should you get... What am I trying to say? I am gonna have to give the game a fat seal of approval. The storyline is very good. The combat feels very good. And overall, I think it's a really good experience. I think that if you enjoy superhero games, you're gonna like this game. I feel like that if you don't enjoy superhero games, or you haven't played a lot of superhero games, this is a good way to start playing them, or to get your foot in the door with them. I feel like that this game is like on the same level as the Batman Arkham games. However, I think that this just might be a little bit more for me. I think I might enjoy these games just a little bit more than those Batman games. But yeah, that's my review of the game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys like this new updated way that I'm doing these videos, please leave a comment down below. And now, if you'll excuse me, I have some crime that needs to be stopped. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, do whatever Spider-Man can. I'm in jail, what the hell? Look at me, I have a gun. Look out! My name is Spider-Man. Squeesh. Woo! If you want more stuff, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Wow. Plus, we've got new merch in the store along with a Golden Crown hoodie. So go grab the merch in the store to help support the channel by clicking on the link in the description.